Good very early morning, and welcome to a journey before a journey. I made the ill-informed decision to stay in Kyoto last night. Now, why? How, you ask, could staying in Kyoto be anything but a wonderful decision? Well, needing to get from Kyoto to Osaka Kansai early in the morning, that's how. Door to door, with a metro ride, a track change, a missed train, and a spin on the Haruka Express, I was looking at over 2.5 hours. So yeah, I rarely say this, but don't be like me. If you have an early flight from Kansai, save your sleep and mental strength by staying closer to the airport. All of that, though, is besides the point of what would otherwise be a very comfortable flight down to Taipei. Down to Taipei so I could try out the airline that has been at the very top of my list for quite a while. As we head to the airport, sunrise in tow, let me welcome any of you that may be new to the channel. My name is Kevin, and I am the Flip-Flop Traveler. I'm here to give you 2 honest videos per week about flights, hotels, and trains. Today's flight was self-funded, and the exact fare that I paid is in the description below. Japan Airlines had no prior knowledge that I'd be filming, and all of my opinions are my own, based on my own unique experience. Without further ado, let's get into episode 316 and see if Japan Airlines economy class is as good as everyone says it is. The aviation market between Japan and Taipei is massive. Between Taipei's 2 airports, there are between 100 to 105 flights per day to Japan. One unique thing about this market, though, is that there are many Fifth Freedom routes between it. Fifth Freedom being when an airline from country A operates a flight between country B and country C. Cathay Pacific, Scoot, AirAsia X, Thai AirAsia, Batik Air, Thai Lion Air, Thai Vietjet. They all operate routes like this from Taipei to Japan. Plus, there are 8 other carriers based in Japan or Taiwan which fly between the 2. All of this leads to the question, so why on earth are you flying Japan Airlines on this route instead of one of the other 12 airlines? Well, as we head to get checked in, the answer is pretty simple. It's for my own research. I'll get into this in a bit, but Japan Airlines is one of the few airlines in existence today which actively tries to preserve a pleasant flying experience in all classes. Not the only one, but one of just a small handful. So to me, the more configurations of theirs that I fly and other airlines like them, the better equipped I am to judge other airlines' products. And of course, this doesn't just apply to Japan Airlines on the channel. I've said the same or similar about Singapore Airlines, ANA, China Airlines, and to a lesser extent, Qatar Airways in the past as well. Check-in lines were short and organized. Surprisingly, JAL only has around 8 to 10 flights per day from Kansai. So there weren't nearly as many desks as I was expecting. It was around this point that I began to miss domestic flights in Japan. This was the first time I waited in a line during the entire trip. I have around half a dozen Japan Airlines videos on the channel already, but none in economy. So, welcome to this JAL economy trip report, and welcome to Osaka Kansai. Kansai was built on 2 reclaimed islands and opened for passengers in 1994. Itsy bitsy problem though, it's sinking. Sinking and somehow moving further away from the shore. I don't really know how that works. For now, I'll leave it at that. There are plenty of other quality videos on YouTube about all of this debacle already. For today's purposes, it seems steady enough. Once through security and immigration, we were plopped into the normal duty-free maze before being let out into a really nice sun-filled lounge. So let me explain a bit about what I mentioned earlier. JAL preserving the pleasant experience and such. For years now, since they became the second carrier to introduce the 787 in 2012 after ANA, they have turned their focus on creating a more spacious experience in the middle and back of the plane. You may or may not remember, but the 787s were designed, technically speaking, to have 8 economy seats per row. Now, every carrier out there has 9, except for JAL on their internationally configured 787s. They even refer to their economy products for their international flights as Sky Wider by brand. The Sky Wider economy seats on the long-haul 787s are 18.9 inches or 48 centimeters wide. That is wider than the majority of premium economy seats on the market these days. Those same economy seats also have 33 inches or 84 centimeters of pitch. My favorite way to measure this metric for Japan Airlines, though, relates to their newest plane, the A350-1000. Maybe you remember my French B flight from around a year ago. They're an ultra-low-cost airline based in Paris, and on their A350-1000s, they squeeze in an absurd 480 seats. JAL, on the other hand, they have quite literally less than half of that, at 239. Now you may be saying, but come on, you can't compare them to an ultra-low-cost airline, and I would agree. On the same plane, Qatar Airways and Virgin Atlantic fit up to 395 and 397 seats respectively. Etihad at 371. Even Cathay Pacific, a premium airlines by all means, has 334. JAL, 239. Amazingly, their economy cabin on that plane starts behind the wing. A big part of this is because they have huge premium cabins, but the other part is they maintain economy class seat measurements of yesteryear. Despite Japan Airlines' size as an airline and standing in the global market, it's always surprised how sparse their international route network looks when you put it out on a map. Here's our beautiful 11-year-old 787-8 for the 3-hour hop to Taipei. This particular aircraft has the original economy seats in a 242 configuration, but is only used for regional routes, so it has 31 inches of pitch, 5 centimeters less than I mentioned before. JAL currently operates 45 787s, split nearly equally between the Dash 8s and Dash 9s, making them the 5th largest operator of them. So we all know what happens if you click like on this video and subscribe to the channel. But do you know what happens if you don't? Well, you may never see me or my videos again. So if you enjoy this style of content, be sure to click all of the buttons, but only the good ones. If you're interested in a peek of the inner workings of the channel, or just need some travel advice, be sure to check out my Patreon. Whatever you do, thanks very much for being here right now. Considering the airport seemed pretty empty way out over here, boarding was well organized and began right on time, as always by group number. As we head down the jet bridge, let's take a look at today's flight stats. I was warmly greeted as I stepped on board, remembering pretty quickly that this is the same configuration aircraft that I was on in business class from Haneda to Saigon not too long ago. So these aren't the newest Skywider branded economy seats, but they'd still get the job done pretty nicely, with plenty of space, especially for a short flight. It didn't hurt one bit that the seat next to me remained open. Comfort-wise, the seat has all of the hallmarks of a good long-haul seat, such as an adjustable headrest and well-padded seat back and bottom. I thought this was a clever design as well, to make up for the silly decision to put buttons on top of an armrest. The space underneath is limited a bit due to metal boxes on each side, but didn't seem to be as intrusive as on my last ANA flight since these seats are already wider. There's also a full footrest. And for a Japanese airline, these are a rare treat. Overhead air vents. We pushed back and the safety video began to roll. If you enjoyed all of this Japan content that just came to an end, check out the playlist linked above and in the description below. It has all of my Japan flight, hotel, and train videos. Also in the description, as always, you'll find my next 5 videos to come out. I can't think of many other airlines out there that have light-colored cabins that still look fresh. I know lots of low-cost carriers these days use gray leatherette, but that always just looks so drab. These seats give the cabin an airy feel to it. Alright, the spool up, takeoff, and airport stats are coming up next. Let's explore what's on offer amenity-wise and start off with the blanket. It's a standard high-end economy blanket that you'll find on a few premium airlines. Always soft, not too thick, not too thin. And of course in Japan, there's always plenty to read, study, and buy. This trip in Japan made me remember how much I miss airlines putting out proper in-flight magazines with info sections in the back. More specifically, the route maps and the airport maps and stuff like that. There is Wi-Fi on board as well, but 3 hours of it would run you around $15, so that's a no from me. As far as in-flight entertainment goes, it's an okay mix. It's the same on all of their international flights, with around 100 titles on offer. Headphones are cheap over-the-ear type, but they get the job done. I actually always love these older monitors which have the gap above them, perfect to gently wedge my iPad into. Meal service began shortly after we reached our cruising altitude. And I'm not sure if you noticed in the stats earlier, but this is one of the slowest flights that I think I've ever been on a jet at least, barely topping 350 knots. On offer for lunch was a surprising selection of 2 non-Japanese options, chicken with potatoes or fish with rice. I promise there is chicken under there somewhere. It was a touch on the bland side, but otherwise was a perfectly good meal for the flight length, along with a small side salad and chicken salad appetizer. The Haagen-Dazs and selection of Japanese beers was a nice touch as well. Before beginning our descent, a quick look at the restroom found a standard setup and a standard level of Japanese cleanliness, and by standard I mean absolutely spotless. And after a couple of hours in that slow and steady straight shot to Taipei, we were soon in our final descent. The airport stats are coming up soon. and welcome to Taipei Taoyuan Airport. Overall, and I'm officially saying that you won't see another Japan Airlines video for some time, it's a very simple final conclusion. They're one of the few carriers left that still considers comfort in economy and premium economy nearly as much, relatively speaking, as they do in their business and first cabins. The fact that their brand new state-of-the-art aircraft continues with this same ethos is just as remarkable as it is unsurprising. Japan Airlines will seriously forever be a solid airline in just about all regards. So I'm gonna head into town, drop off my bags at my hotel, and then head to 7-Eleven. But not just any 7-Eleven. It'll make sense in the next video. Promise. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time from Starlux Business Class. Oh, and as always, thanks for watching until the end.